thought we were the perfect couple. Until the toilet seat gave her away. It's strange how the smallest details can destroy your entire reality. For me, it was a toilet seat. I married my college sweetheart. We were that perfect couple. The one people pointed at during family gatherings and said, "Those two? They're solid." We had inside jokes, shared Spotify playlists, matching coffee mugs, everything you'd expect from two people deeply in love. We met during sophomore year in college. I remember her sitting near the window, tapping her pen to the beat of whatever she was listening to. We bonded over our mutual hatred of group projects and a shared addiction to overpriced lattes. 2 years later, we moved in together. 4 years later, we were married. Everything felt right. We worked similar jobs. I was in IT support for a mid-sized company, she was a freelance graphic designer. We both worked from home, which made things easier. We had a system, chores were divided fairly, grocery runs were alternated, even cleaning the cat's litter box had a rotating schedule. I genuinely thought we were a team. We even installed a urinal in our home bathroom. Yeah, I know. Weird detail. But it was something we did together because she absolutely hated when I left the seat up. Instead of bickering, we came up with a solution. It was kind of our thing, a practical joke turned lifestyle change. We even joked about it with friends. "We're problem solvers," she'd say, laughing. That's what made everything so hard to process. Because when I came home early one Tuesday afternoon and saw the toilet seat up, something in my gut twisted. She wasn't home at the time. I had just wrapped up a client call, decided to grab lunch out, and swung back to grab a portable charger I'd forgotten. I walked into the bathroom and paused. The seat was up. I stared at it like it was some foreign object. It was so out of place, not in a someone made a mistake kind of way, but in a something is wrong here way. My first instinct wasn't even suspicion, it was confusion. Did I use it this morning without thinking? Maybe I forgot to put it down? But I hadn't. I knew I hadn't. That's not how we did things. That's not what we agreed on. When she came home later that afternoon, I asked her, lightheartedly, "Hey, you leave the seat up? Breaking our golden rule?" She paused. Just a second. But it was long enough. She gave a weird laugh and said, "Oh. Yeah, I was cleaning it. Sprayed some stuff and forgot to put it back." Something about her tone didn't sit right. She said it too quickly. Too rehearsed. I let it go. Outwardly, anyway. But inside? A fuse had been lit. But before I tell you what happened next, if you're into raw stories like this one, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you know, and there's plenty more coming. Now, back to it. Over the next week, I noticed small things. Nothing dramatic. Just off. She'd take her phone into the bathroom and wouldn't come out for 20 minutes. She started showering at odd times of day. She wore perfume to go grocery shopping when she never used to. Her phone, always unlocked and face up, was now locked and screen down. She laughed more at her phone than she did at my jokes. I told myself I was being paranoid. Maybe she was just stressed. Maybe she was venting to friends or picking up new routines. Still, I couldn't shake it. So I did something I'm not proud of. I bought cameras. Not hidden spy in the bedroom style, just motion-triggered cameras in common areas. One in the hallway, one in the living room, and one facing the front door. That was it. Nothing invasive. Just enough to reassure me I was wrong. That reassurance never came. The first few days, there was nothing. She came and went. Made coffee. Talked on the phone. Watched TV. But on day 6, everything changed. I opened the camera feed from the living room. It was a Friday. She had told me she was going out with friends. Instead, around 2 p.m., a man showed up at our front door. She let him in with a smile I hadn't seen in months. They hugged, no, they embraced. There was laughter, a wine bottle, and within 15 minutes, they were curled up on our couch. The same couch we watched Netflix on. The same one we bought during our honeymoon trip to Chicago because it was the perfect shade of forest green. They kissed. She leaned into him. And then they disappeared from frame. I fast-forwarded. They reappeared, disheveled, still laughing. And then I heard it. Through the hallway mic. He has no idea. He still thinks I'm this innocent little thing. He'd never expect this. They both laughed. She called me sweet. She called me clueless. She said I'd never understand. That moment? It gutted me. Not just because of what she did, but because of how easily she mocked me. I wish I could say it stopped there. But curiosity. Or maybe rage. Took over. I checked the footage from the next few days. There were more visits. 3 different men in total. Different styles, different entrances, different days. One brought food. Another stayed for hours. One even showed up while I was still in the house, on a day I worked in the basement all morning, and she said she wasn't feeling well. It was all there. Every laugh. Every kiss. Every lie. I didn't confront her. Not immediately. Instead, I called a lawyer. The house was in my name. I had solid savings. My parents had helped with the down payment, and she had signed a prenup when we got married, something we both agreed on just in case. I began documenting everything. I copied footage, saved timestamps, backed up files to 3 different drives. Meanwhile, I played my part. I kissed her on the cheek. I cooked dinner. I smiled when she talked about her girls' nights. But I stopped sleeping beside her. When she asked why, I said work stress. When she tried to initiate intimacy, I couldn't respond. And of course, she laughed about that too. I heard her on the hallway mic again. He's like broken or something. Just dead inside. I don't even think he suspects. She laughed. He laughed. I clenched my jaw so hard I nearly cracked a molar. 2 weeks later, I made my move. I woke up at 5 a.m. while she was still asleep. I packed only what I needed: laptop, documents, passport, a few clothes. I printed the divorce papers, placed them on the kitchen island, and beside them, a flash drive labeled "Watch me." I didn't leave a note. I didn't need to. I drove away and didn't look back. That afternoon, my phone exploded. Calls. Texts. Missed FaceTimes. Emails. I didn't answer a single one. Eventually, her sister called me. I answered. She had seen the footage. I had sent it to her privately before leaving, just in case my wife tried to twist the story. Her sister cried on the phone. She apologized, like it was her fault. She said, "You didn't deserve this. No one does." In the weeks that followed, she moved into a motel across town. None of her friends stayed around. The men stopped responding once they realized the drama wasn't worth it. Her social media went quiet. Mine? Filled with messages of support from mutuals, co-workers, even family. I kept the house. I got my peace. I started therapy. I started breathing again. And now? Now I look back and wonder. How long had I ignored the signs? How long had I chosen peace over truth? Because sometimes, it's not the big betrayals that wake you up. Sometimes, it's just a toilet seat. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories like this one. I post regularly, you won't want to miss what's next.